On the news tonight, Nigeria's First Lady assures traditional rulers of President Tinubu's willingness to rebuild the country with their councils. Oyo Police Command parades 21 suspected members of Yoruba Nation agitator group. Good evening and welcome to NTA Ijebu The News at 7. My name is Anthony Gandonu. The news in details. Part of the reforms of the federal government to ensure effective policing is the complete overhaul of institutions and mindset of officers into a modern-day internal security standards. Vice President Kashim Shettima stated these at the maiden edition of the Nigerian Police Awards and Commendation Ceremony at Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. State House correspondent Abdulrahman Jubrila reports.
Dedication, courage, and selflessness, complementing them with training and capacity building to equip officers and men of the police with the expertise are part of the requirements needed to carry out the tasks of modern policing. And the approval of the first week of April as Police Week and the last day of the week as National Police Day is another step towards ensuring effective policing.
We are upgrading your equipment and technology to enhance operational effectiveness and efficiency. This includes acquiring fit-for-purpose equipment, weapons, ammunition, and armored carriers to provide cover and protection for officers in combat situations. These endeavors will be supported by suitable measures to enhance the status of our officers and personnel both during their service and after retirement.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, and other speakers at the event commended the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, for recognizing the hard work, resilience, and patriotism of the officers and men of the police force, acknowledging that the decision to celebrate the nation's heroes will pave way for a new police force.
The leader of the National Assembly, I pledge our full cooperation and support of the entire legislature in Nigeria to ensure better policing through oversight functions, through budgetary provisions, and through other means of reform.
Since the commencement of the current federal government police reforms, we have witnessed very significantly improvements in the security, safety of lives and properties.
The good news by the government at this event is assurance to equip the police officers with the knowledge, skills, values, and expertise required to tackle the complex challenges of modern policing to enhance operational effectiveness and efficiency of the force. In Abuja, Abdulrahman Jubrila, NTA News.
Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has advised government functionaries to key into the Isheya mantra of his administration for total transformation and turnaround of the state. Governor Abiodun stated this while swearing in the new head of service, Mr. Kehinde Onosanya, at the Executive Chambers Okemosong, Abeokuta. Hakeem Jimo reports.
Family members, friends, professional colleagues, associates, top government functionaries and high-ranking officials from the Ogun State Civil Service came to honor one of their own, Mr. Kehinde Onosanya, who took oath of office as the 20th head of service in Ogun State.
I, Kehinde Onosanya, do hereby solemnly swear, declare, swear and pledge that in the service of the state of Nigeria, I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria at all times.
Governor Dapo Abiodun, who acknowledged the vital role of the state civil servants as the engine room, charged the new head of service on efficient service delivery and the implementation of government programs and policies in the realization of the Isheya mantra, noting that the choice of Mr. Kehinde Onosanya was based on the principles of merit, character, competence, and capabilities. He urged the new head of service to raise the standard of the state public service and tread the path of excellence that his predecessors were known for.
I want to urge you as the new head of service to tread the path of success as bequeathed by the proud pioneers and forebears of the public service of Ogun State in Nigeria. The appointment of the head of service is a solemn responsibility, as it requires an individual who embodies the highest standards of professionalism, efficiency, and ethical conduct. As we are all aware, that the head of service holds a critical position responsible for overseeing the operations of the civil service, fostering a culture of efficiency, transparency, and accountability.
The new head of service pledged that the civil service under its leadership would continue to support its administration, promising to further raise the bar of professionalism and excellence among the state workforce.
I will continue to ensure discipline, I will continue to ensure ethical standards, and I will continue to ensure the fact that we keep into the Ishaya mantra. The aspect of revenue generation, which is indeed sine qua non for any meaningful development of the place in the state, we shall continue to gel.
Mr. Kehinde Onosoya succeeded Mr. Kolawole Fagbon, who retired from public service after meritorious service to the state. Until his appointment, Mr. Kehinde Onosoya, a member of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Ogun State Council, was the immediate past permanent secretary, Bureau of Political Affairs and Administration in Ogun State. In Abeokuta, Hakeem Jimoh, NTA News.
Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has assured traditional rulers in Ogun State of her willingness to listen to their thoughts and royal counsels towards building a nation that is prosperous. Oluremi Tinubu gave the assurance in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, during a meeting with the 4 traditional paramount rulers in the state. The meeting was held at the state governor's office, Okemoson, ahead of the flag-off of the Renewed Hope Initiative Women Agriculture Program support program for women farmers in the southwest, appreciating the traditional rulers for their support to the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. The First Lady says the target is to build a nation that is conducive for all.
Whatever God, the strength God gives us to do this, I believe that we have a nation, we deserve more. So you can really count on me that I will do my best. I won't disappoint you, our fathers, because you've known me a long time, and you can always count on us. And we are waiting. If you have anything you believe we are supposed to do, the governor is here, having listening ear, so we can do what will benefit us as Nigerians and also our people.
The Akarigbo of Remoland, Oba Babatunde Adewale Ajayi, who spoke on behalf of the monarchs, applauded her interventions, adding that her home state is proud of her antecedents and contributions to the national development. Apart from enforcing regulations, adequate surveillance and education on water transportation system are needed for safety operations on Nigeria inland waterways. Navigational safety has been neglected over the years in Nigeria, and experts believe it is high time for a presidential intervention on Nigeria's waterways to salvage the sector and ensure safety of lives. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria, while discussing safety in view of recurring boat mishaps in the country, say technology is an important aspect to actualize this. Ekemini Williams reports.
The tragic death of Nollywood actor John Paul Odunwodo and 4 others after a boat mishap tells much about the recurrent accidents in Nigerian inland waterways. Records have it that more than 300 people lost their lives to various boat mishaps in Nigeria in 2023. This growing concern is why these guests on Good Morning Nigeria are demanding an urgent presidential intervention to support relevant agencies, enforce standard practices such as use of only quality boats, enforcement of safety regulations, and sensitization of the public on navigating safety.
Boats can capsize for a number of reasons. A current, a driver's, carelessness, malfunction of, the boat, or even temperature of the water. Sudden change in temperature can reduce or increase the viscosity, and of course, wind. So a lot of these things.
The National Inland Waterways make it compulsory for anybody on water to be on life jackets at the boarding jetty. And unfortunately, that boat that was involved in that accident was not a registered boat. The owner has been arrested by National Inland Waterways Authority. Investigation going on shows that the captain was actually not even on life jacket.
For guests, putting the right measure in place will also require assessment of water routes to identify shallow and silted areas, objects under the water to prevent accidents, as well as synergy between authorities concerned.
What is the presence of our personnel in the 28 states? How developed are they? Are they utilizing the laws that says inland waterways must provide best people for the Nigerian waterways? Part of their responsibility. So we need to interrogate what we have at the moment and see how we can move the industry forward.
So state governments, this is the time to review ownership, operation and development of jetties in every state. Also to help to develop and deploy new naval architecture for boats that are to be used in our waterways.
With 28 states covered by water routes, the guests believe adequate attention to water transportation will ease inflation due to hiking price in road and air transportation. In Abuja, Kemini Williams, NTA News.
The news will continue after this timeout. Stay tuned.
NTA na ide do ogbonge tin. NTA achowe salute o. NTA na ide do ogbonge tin. NTA na baba. NTA Ijebu-Ode, your heritage station.
You are welcome back. More than 3,000 legislative aides for members of the National Assembly are undergoing a 3-day training to equip them with the requisites of their duties and work in the same page with the agenda of the legislators. Mohammed Rabi Ali reports that the training is put together by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILDS.
The legislature is the backbone of any democracy, and its role is to make laws, exercise representation, and conduct the oversight of the executive arm through elected representatives. These broad and tripartite functions are, however, cumbersome for legislators to achieve it alone, hence the engagement of competent aides to support them.
This 3-day capacity building, therefore, is tailored to enable you to blend to your skills and experience into the process of legislative governance.
Experts therefore urge participants to put in their best and leverage on the skills and knowledge acquired from the training to enhance legislative duties.
As a human being, each time you're called upon to be taught, or each time you're called upon to learn, you know very well that there are things you know how to do that you learn to do better.
We also expect that this training will not just help in building their capacity, but will also help in enhancing their character and their relationship with the management of the National Assembly and their principals as well.
This is the first time the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies is training this large number of legislative aides for better service delivery. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabi Ali, NTA News.
Now to crime matters. 21 suspected members of the Yoruba Nation agitator group who invaded the Oyo State Government Secretariat Ibadan on Saturday, 13th April 2024, have been paraded at the Police State Command headquarters as the police declares that no casualty was recorded during the arrests. Grace Ayankuleke has more.
Hoisted their flag at the House of Assembly, proclaiming the creation of a democratic republic of the Yoruba. The agitator turned violent and opened fire on the police and a detachment of Amatekun Corps present. The police responded and were joined by Operation Bus Patrol teams and personnel of other security agencies who suppressed the treason and dealt with the agitators in line with standard operating procedure.
Giving further clarification on what transpired during the illegal invasion, of the secretariat by the suspects. The Commissioner of Police, Oyo State Command, assured residents of the state of their safety as they go about their normal business. Describing the roles they played in the crime, the suspects say,
"We have embarked on the referendum. After that, our leadership, they went to all the Yoruba-speaking states. After that, the proclamation. After that, declaration. After that, occupation. After that, notification to the world that Yoruba is an indigenous nation from November 20, 2022.
They tell us that when Yoruba nation come, people who are still got work, our children that has not got work, they will get work.
Investigation is still ongoing to fish out the masterminds of the unlawful invasion. Items recovered include arms and ammunition, generator sets, and amulets in Ibadan. Grace Anyoleke, NTA News.
So much for the news tonight. Join us tomorrow for another package from me now. But let's join Idowu Ogunbajo for the Yoruba version of the story. Good night.